My mom told me life would be better without me, and she was right. The day my mom looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Life would be better without you," something inside me broke. At first, I told myself she didn't mean it. Maybe she was angry or tired or just having one of those days, but deep down, I knew she meant every word. Hi, I'm Kayla, and this is the story of how I went from being unwanted in my own home to building a life that no one, not even my mother, thought I could. I was 17 when my world cracked open. I wasn't the perfect daughter, but I tried. I was the quiet kid who carried a sketchbook everywhere, who saw color in walls other people called plain. I wanted to create, to draw, to paint. But in my house, that didn't matter. My mom, Maria, didn't see an artist. She saw a burden. Every day, I woke up before everyone else, making breakfast, cleaning up, folding laundry. If my little brother Owen forgot to do his homework, I stayed up late helping him finish. And when he turned it in, Mom smiled and said, "That's my boy. So smart, just like his father." But when I brought home straight A's, she didn't even look up from her phone. I told myself she was tired, that maybe her job was too much. But the truth? She enjoyed reminding me that I wasn't wanted. I'll never forget one afternoon when our neighbors stopped by. They asked Maria how her kids were doing, and she laughed and said, "Owen's doing great. Kayla, she's just wasted breath." She said it like a joke, but it hit me harder than any slap could. After that, her words became my reality. Owen was the sunshine. I was the shadow. And when my dad left years earlier after one too many arguments, I started wondering if maybe he left because of me. Still, I fought to believe that I mattered. That maybe if I just worked harder, drew better, or dreamed bigger, I could earn her love. But love in that house was something she gave in pieces, and none of those pieces were ever for me. When I finally told her I wanted to go to art school, she laughed in my face. "College? You? That's cute. You don't have what it takes." That night, I cried quietly so she wouldn't hear me. Months later, I applied to schools anyway. I filled out forms late at night while everyone slept. When I finally got accepted with partial aid, all I needed was her signature. I'll never forget the moment I asked her. I slid the papers across the table and said, "Mom, please. I just need you to sign these. This is my chance." She didn't even look. She pushed them back and said, "You're not going anywhere. Stop wasting time." Something inside me went numb. Then came Owen's birthday, a brand new gaming system, a big cake, balloons everywhere. I stood in the corner, clapping quietly. There wasn't even a card for me. That night, I pulled out the envelope I'd been hiding under my mattress, $150 from my part-time diner job. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Then came the night that changed everything. Mom was angry again. I asked her something small about dinner, and she exploded. Then she said it, the words that would burn into me forever. "Life would be better without you." I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just walked away. That night, I packed a small bag, 2 shirts, my sketchbook, a toothbrush, and that envelope of crumpled bills. And without a sound, I left. The bus station smelled like diesel and coffee. I bought a one-way ticket to Atlanta, the cheapest city far enough away to feel like freedom. The ride was long. My heart pounded the entire time. But for the first time in my life, I wasn't running from something, I was running towards something new. Atlanta didn't welcome me with open arms. For a few nights, I slept on benches and in bus stations. I lived off vending machine crackers and water. It was scary, lonely, but it was mine. No one was yelling. No one was telling me I was nothing. For the first time ever, I felt free. Eventually, I found a job washing dishes at a 24-hour diner. It was rough, burned hands, long hours, and the kind of exhaustion that gets in your bones. But I was working for me. That's where I met Lorna, a tough, kind woman who noticed I had nowhere to go. One night after work, she asked, "Baby, you got a place to sleep?" When I shook my head, she handed me a spare key. That small room she shared with me, it felt like heaven. Lorna became more of a mother than Maria ever was. She believed in me, pushed me, told me, "You're too smart to stay behind that sink forever." Because of her, I applied to community college. I did it without needing anyone's permission. Weeks later, when I got my acceptance letter, I cried, but not because I was sad. For the first time, I cried because I was proud of myself. Years passed. I built a new rhythm classes during the day, diner shifts at night. It wasn't easy, but it was mine. Then one night, my phone rang. The screen said, "Owen." I hadn't spoken to him since the night I left. I almost ignored it, but something made me answer. His voice was shaky. "Kayla, Mom's sick. Things are bad. Bills, the house, it's all falling apart. Please, will you come?" I froze. After everything she'd said, everything she'd done, how could I go back? But part of me still cared. A week later, I found myself driving back to the place I swore I'd never return to. The house looked like a ghost of what it once was, peeling paint, weeds, broken windows. Inside, the air was heavy and cold. Mom sat in a recliner, thin, frail, smaller than I remembered. Her eyes lifted to mine, and for a moment, neither of us spoke. Finally, she said, "I thought you'd fail without me." But I was the one who failed. To anyone else, that might have sounded like an apology, but for me, it wasn't enough. I stepped closer, my voice shaking but strong. "You told me I was wasted breath. You told me life would be better without me. Do you know what that does to a kid? You broke me, and I had to rebuild myself piece by piece." Her eyes welled up, but I didn't stop. "I made it without you. I survived without you. And now I'm finally living without you." I laid a folder on the table, my college acceptance, my scholarship letter, and a few of my sketches from the gallery. "This is what I did without your help." She stared at them, her face trembling. For once, she didn't have anything cruel to say. I didn't forgive her. I didn't need to, because I had already won. When I left that house again, I didn't look back. Back in Atlanta, I threw myself into my art. My work started getting noticed, first by professors, then by a local gallery. Each painting, each sketch, was proof that I wasn't the girl my mother said I was. Years later, as I sat by the window of my apartment, looking out at the city lights, I smiled to myself. Mom once told me life would be better without you, and she was right. It was better for me. Because the best revenge isn't anger, it's peace. It's success. It's building a life so good that the people who tried to break you don't even recognize you anymore. So if you're rewatching this and you've ever been told you'll never make it, prove them wrong quietly. Let your life be the loudest answer. Do you think Kayla made the right choice by cutting ties with her family and chasing her dreams alone? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting stories.